He killed his father. A curse on his people. Betraying his family in search of the truth. Awakening the evil behind the curse. Now they must race to save their people. Or die trying. What's up, George? What's going on in the house craze tonight?
What up tonight on Catch the Craze? We are live once again, and we're going to be talking to two very, very talented artists and creators, writers. Adam Cagnon will be on the show, and we're going to be talking social studies. Check it out.
Yes,
coming back.
Time to go back to school. Let's get it!
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the craze. If you are an independent, catch the craze. Making moves on your own, catch the craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the craze. Join the movement, catch the craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the craze.
Welcome to the Catch the Craze podcast. I am your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man Vera, and I am with
George the Dreamer Medina. What's happening, Sam?
What's happening?
What's happening?
What's going on?
What's going on? Lots going on. It's been busy today.
Yes, indeed.
Busy. Yes.
Welcome everyone back to another live episode of Catch the Craze. It is Wednesday night, and we're live. We have a double header today.
Yeah.
So this is part 1 of 2. So make sure you stay tuned at 8 p.m. for a second dose of Catch the Craze today. But on the first show, we have Michael Virgilio and Adam Cagnon. Adam Cagnon was on the show back in May. And if you guys want to go back to the archives, you can go to episode 250. 250 is when he was on the show back in May. We were talking about social studies. And he's back again today to talk some more social studies, but this time it's on Indiegogo.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's what's going on today, and it's been quite a day. It's been a long day.
Oh, it's been rough. No, yeah, a lot of stuff happening. I'm excited to. I do have some news. I have some indie news. Let's see. Hold on. Telemundo! So anyway, in other news, for the Kickstarter and Indiegogo supporters of Forbidden, the books are arriving. I already got 2 of the covers in. I'm expecting 3 more covers to come in, or 4. There's a lot of covers. And so we got the special homage cover to Doctor Strange. This one just came in. And also got the variant limited edition Sin Viejo cover. Both covers were done by yours truly, Sam, the Crazy Man Vera. And with this homage cover, you get the certificate of authenticity, and it's numbered and signed. So on the inside, it's numbered. So on the inside, it's numbered. There's only 100 copies for these. And so you retailers, remember, you get a free one because you ordered the books. So thank you to the retailers that supported. Also got one of the prints that came in. Bang! There it is. Honey Bob print. And got the sticker. The Sin Area sticker came in. Boom, boom, boom. I can't wait to start packing all this stuff. And then we got the trading cards. Bang, 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 bang. The trading cards came in. The other side's a little dark. I'm like, everything's coming out dark. So I got to start working on the hues, saturations, and, all that stuff. And then we also got the bad guy poster. Bong, look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Straight to the edges, no borders. Right? So I am excited. So I'm just waiting on 4 more covers to come in. I'm waiting for the holofoil, the gold, and the other variant cover that I did in pencil. I did a lot of covers. So I'm waiting for the Anibal cover. I'm waiting for the variant cover that I did, which is the gold cover, and then the David Keel's gold cover, all that stuff. So once that comes in, like I promised, everything will be, hopefully, they all show up tomorrow. So by Friday, I can start packing and shipping.
Yeah. No, that's cool, man. That's cool. And then right around the corner, we are about, maybe about a month and a half away from the second issue, which, because this is issue 1, issue 2, it's the 3rd book, but it's the 2nd issue, whatever, because there's a 0 issue at the beginning.
Yes.
So
that's exciting.
That's coming.
Yeah, we opened up this show tonight with the new promo trailer, which is trending nicely. It's getting a lot of views, which is really tight, and good feedback on it too. So that's pretty dope as well. I tried something different with this promo than the last one. It's shorter. It's only 40 seconds. So you know what? People with a limited attention span, you're going to love that. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, what are you doing with as far as the launch page? When can people start following the launch?
I will have the launch page ready next week. So right now you can sign up on the newsletter. The link is below. Sign up on our newsletter. You'll know when I go live with the launch. And basically, I'm just going to be using that same peak promo piece all the way up to launch, which is the Sin cover, which is an homage cover to Kingdom Come. So I would be using that piece to promote it all the way up to the launch of the campaign, and then from that point on, I'll have various pieces of art. But I'm just going to use the trailer and that image all the way through.
Nice. Big shout out to Mr. Jonathan Syfax, who's in the audience right now, saying hello. What up, Johnny? And anybody else who's out there, say what's up. Let's chat.
If you're out there, DM me.
But definitely, we're gonna have a couple of creators on the show. If you guys have questions, get ready to just type them in there. We'll definitely ask it to the guests that are on the show today. Like I mentioned earlier, we had them on the show back in May. They were episode number 250, and we talked to them about a book called Social Studies, which they were, obviously self-publishing. And I think that this may be, and I don't know, we'll ask them. I think this is their first crowdfunding campaign. So they took the plunge into the crowdfunding campaign world, and they're using indie. I don't know, what was behind that choice. If it was just because, they felt they could do better there, or, whatever the reason was. So we'll find out. But yeah, it's exciting, man. It's as you can see, these crowdfunding campaigns are very, very much a big part of our industry at this point. The indies are definitely using, and not just the indies, but also the bigwigs. They're doing their thing on there.
They're killing it. I mean, I'm watching a lot of campaigns. The big guys have been doing it forever. So when they go live, I mean, it's no surprise that on the first day they break 100,000 on day one. It's crazy. I'm like 100,000. I'm trying to break a G. I'm trying to get 1,000. Yo, I couldn't even break 123 on the go-go. What the hell? So yeah,
20. You know what I'm saying?
So we gotta hustle. And that's why we need you. We need you to hustle, and we're hoping that tonight you help support social studies. In fact, I'm gonna put the link below. Give me that second. I'll put that in the chat. It's also in the bio, but I'm putting that link right here. So social studies.
We have 3 issues out. It's basically it's the high school experience told through the prism of 90s cartoons, and it's
really cool stuff. Really cool stuff.
Very lighthearted, very, very funny. It reminds me of like kind of like it's got that what is it, that Heathcliff, no, not Heathcliff, that Garfield kind of cartoon look to it.
Yo, you gotta stop acting up because you said Heathcliff and I started thinking of the song. Heathcliff, no one should terrorize the neighborhood. You remember that? You remember that?
I remember the cartoon. I don't remember the song. That's so freaking weird.
Heathcliff just won't be untouched. Playing pranks on everyone. The game's a mystery, and no one can deny that. You remember that? Man, that was a chill. Let me see. I gotta get this down while you're talking. See, you got me excited about Heathcliff.
So if you guys haven't yet, check out the link. The guys they have a $1,200 goal. It's a flexible goal. They have 31 days left. They have 13 backers so far. So be backers number 14, 15, and so on tonight if you can. Support social studies. Yeah, fun, man. Good stuff. I like to see this. I like to see indies take that plunge. It's not an easy step to take. You have to prepare for the crowdfunders. But yeah, you playing it?
You don't know this?
I can't really hear it.
Ladies fans, Charlie never end. The game's a mystery.
Yeah, I do remember.
No one can deny.
I do remember it. Wow, yeah, that's right.
That was the joy. I used to love Heathcliff.
Heathcliff was a good cartoon.
Yeah, it was a good cartoon. He was no joke.
It really was.
It was. You had Riff Raff. Remember that? Riff Raff, Heathcliff. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those cartoons. Man, I used to watch Dennis the Menace.
Dennis the Menace. Yeah.
I used to watch him. Yeah, no, they were a lot of those cartoons, man. And this is what it kind of the vibes of this comic is sort of like told that it's almost like Saved by the Bell. It's got a little Saved by the Bell in it, because they're in high school, obviously. So like the adventures take place there. All the cast of characters they have. So yeah, no, it's a fun read.
I mean, the art style it reminds me of like the art style is like an era of like Archie, Jughead,
It also has that Doug. You remember Doug?
Yes.
It has that Doug kind of style of artwork to it as well.
What was that saying, boy? Judge E. Medina is like what? What is he saying?
It hasn't.
Yo, my crow's feet are acting up. My crow's feet.
My crow's feet.
I didn't know what those were until my wife said those are crow's feet.
I was like, "What's that, Sammy boy?" The song. He's talking about the song.
Oh, John, you missed it. It's too late now.
Yes. No. That I was asking you, like, yo, what was that?
Oh, I don't know.
That I was asking you.
Oh.
He probably remembers the song. I didn't remember until you actually played it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man. So that's going on. We have a few things down the pike. We've been working behind the scenes. We got to get issue 4 of the Crazies going because you're gonna start drawing that in October. The Kickstarter's coming out in January. Like, it's just a bunch of things. If you haven't yet, go to Webtoons and subscribe to Russ. The new episode is coming out actually in November. I'll be putting up a new one. So check that out. Make sure you do that. And then my Wonder Duck is coming next year. Yes, in the spring.
Arroyos con pollos.
But yeah, follow the page on Instagrams. The Adventures of Wonder Duck. What up, Anibal? Anibal's doing some things too, man.
I know. Arriba.
Images of some of the pages that he's working on for his creator-owned project.
Yeah.
In outer space. So that look cool. Yeah, he sees some sneak peeks that you guys can't see, but we were able to see them.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude. We're doing stuff.
I'm gonna what is that? Where's these? I'm going to where is that? Boom. Oh yeah, here we go. So yeah, I'm gonna show on screen. Oh, that's a little too big. What's going on here? That's a little too big. Good thing I have it. I don't have it showing until I show it. So yeah. So I was talking to you guys about the secret, the homage cover that for Forbidden Book 2. I want to show it to you while we're killing some time. Quack. So here is the secret homage cover for Book 2, Forbidden. Bang! There it is. Look at that. So that is the homage to Kingdom Come by Alex Ross, none other. And that is going to be the variant cover for the graphic novel Volume 1, which kicks off November 1st. Boom. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man. Yeah. Yeah, when you sent it to me, I was like, wait, what's the homage? What was that one? But yeah, it's a Kingdom Come one. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, you know me. I started scrolling, which is the top 20 and whatever. And I was like, all right, that's the one. I like that. It's pretty simple for me to do. So that's pretty exciting. Quack, waddle. What was that commercial? Dang. The kids walking in the rain with their rain gear on, and it was like quack quack quack. There was a part in the beginning, I forgot what it was. Anyway, I was a big commercial buff. I'll find that out. Now it's in my head.
Commercial buff.
Yeah. You remember the ivory commercial? I want a clean that's real as ivory. It's gotta be 99.44. I want a clean that's real as ivory. Nothing less, nothing more. I want a clean that's real as ivory. It gotta be pure, that's for sure. I want a clean that's real as ivory. Judge is like, what the hell?
You know, it's funny because I can't leave. There were 4 people watching. Now there's only 3. So I don't know. You need to cut it out. You need to do that Uncle Joey from Full's House. Cut it out. Cut it out.
Hey, that's fully clean. That's fully clean. You're not fully clean unless you're. What's up? It came from the radio. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Mark is asking for that cowboy hat. Word.
Yeehaw.
You know what's funny? That is true. You moved to Texas, all of a sudden you got a twang. I hear a little twang when you sing. I didn't even know if that was part of the commercial. But you just kind of now you got a twang now all of a sudden. You Texas for a week.
All right.
You moved over here like, I want some clean. What's going on?
Yeehaw.
Yo, Johnny says that's a dope cover. I'm getting 10.
He's getting liar.
Lying ass.
I'm getting 10. Oh, my credit card bounced.
Mentirosa. Today you tell me something.
Yeah.
Mañana es otra.
I think that cover is gonna be fire. When I think that'll be it'll be almost as popular as the crazy one.
Yeah. No, looks good, man. Looks really, really good. Yeah. Definitely.
So it's gonna be
sin,
it's gonna be just the floppy cover, the trade cover, and that variant cover. That's it.
3 covers.
3 covers.
Narrowing it down.
Yeah.
No más.
No more 50 variants. Remember when in Texas, all women should have a horse and ride a cowboy. Yeehaw! Giddy up!
Oh snap!
Real-
Big shout out to Mark Torres. It came from the radio. If you haven't yet, follow the show. It's funny. He's one of the channels that I also didn't subscribe to, and I apologize, Mark.
Yo,
I
shade.
subscribe to the channel
Shade.
now. I'm a subscriber to that channel. And if you don't subscribe to that
But
channel,
you know what's crazy?
You're in YouTube, search it and subscribe.
I remember when I went on, it came in the radio, because Mark, much love to Mark, because he was my comeback show. He was the one when I decided to get back into the game. He said, I'm going to get you on. That was my first show. So thank you.
Cherry.
He broke me back into the game. And I thought I subscribed then. So I never even thought about it. I said, yeah, I subscribed from the moment I came back. And I was like, oh, I didn't? I was like, oh, snap.
Yeah, we are terrible. It's terrible. We've been on the show a few times, as a matter of fact. But you know what? No, listen. I follow him on Apple iTunes, on the podcast on Apple. I do follow you there, Mark. That's where I get my fix. Oh, and also on iHeartRadio. So I listen to the show on there. So I just didn't know you were on YouTube like that.
Yeah.
He is.
But my comeback episode is not on his YouTube channel.
Lost. It's the lost episode.
I
right?
know. What's up with that? Where's the love?
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on.
But hey, big shout out to everybody who subscribed to the channel in the last few days. We've jumped from about 400 to about 413 in the last few days. So thank you very much, guys. I know that may not sound like a lot to a lot of people.
That is
a lot.
That is tremendous. So I do want to say I've gotten a lot of love from the podcasting and indie community, because this conversation on our indie supporting podcasters and indies went crazy on Twitter, on the channel. It's already, I just posted it. It's already got over 80 views, and it's growing. A lot of comments, a lot of chatter. So I just went, and then, people were just showing love. In fact, I got hit up today on Instagram by an independent that wants to come on the show. Started off the conversation where I subscribed to your channel. I just started following you guys. I love what you do. I have a book I'd like to promote. I was like, wow, thank you so much. So we're working on getting him on the show. And so it did connect with people, especially people who were thinking it but never said it. So I just want to say thank you all who are supportive of growing the community and just paying back and giving back to those who support you.
So just to give people who are listening and don't know what we're talking about a little context, we have a segment, or we have a show on the channel called The Crazy in 10 or Less that Sam puts together. He does a topic in 10 minutes or less, which is never 10 minutes or less. It's usually about 13 or 14. And in one of the episodes, the latest episode, he's talking about indies and podcasters, and how there's a disconnect. And you guys got to check it out. I'm not going to spoil it for you. You guys check it out. It's on the channel. Go check it out. Listen to it. Like I said, it's maybe 10, 15 minutes of that topic. And yeah, and like Sam said, there's been a quite an outreach and it's quite a topic. If people, I think, want to talk about it. We actually expanded on it a little bit on a future show, September 24th. Make sure you tune in, subscribe so that you get the alerts, because the 24th, we're going to have a show where we talk in depth, but a little bit more in depth about that topic. So
right, yeah. So in fact, for anybody who is interested, I'm going to put the link to that show. What am I doing? Get out of here. Get out of here.
And Mark is saying that the video is on his Facebook page. So it came from the radio Facebook page. Go there. Sam gives good insight on whatever it is they were talking about on this show. So check it out if you guys don't already follow Mark. And it came from the radio on Facebook. Go to Facebook and follow the page. Like the page.
Thank you, Mark. Much appreciated. So I was actually pleasantly surprised, because I thought, we're going to get some various sides to this, but so far a lot of support for the conversation. So that was pretty cool, and obviously, people decided to support us as well through it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And we're a few minutes away from our guests tonight. Again, if you don't know, we have
Michael
social studies, which is, and I can't hear you, Sammy. I think, were you saying something?
Yeah. So we have one of our guests in the waiting room, so that's pretty cool. So go ahead, say what you're saying.
No, I was saying that for those who came in just now, we are waiting on Michael Virgilio and Adam Cagnon, who will be on the show today talking about social studies. One of them is actually in the green room.
Yes. So
he said just to clarify, Mark says you give good insight in the 10-minute or less segment, not necessarily in your interview. In your interview, you had no idea what you were talking about.
Hey,
on this show,
I think 10 minutes is golden these days. that's like all-star status, bro.
I like that Mark had to clarify that. That is amazing. But yeah, man, yeah. So we're excited to have the guys on the show and talk to. We always like talking to independents and talk about their process.
That's what we do.
It's always a good time. And for those that are watching right now, if you haven't left and you're still watching, if you have questions, please type them in there. We'll ask it to the guys, and we'll go from there. But yeah, good times.
Yeah, anytime you need a payment, good times. Anytime you need a friend. Remember that?
Move today, baby.
Yeah. So let's see. Really great 10 or less. Said with love from the heart. Samuelese.
Like Socrates.
Okay, that's what it is. All right, see, there you go. Because me, I'm the guy who said acquiesce, so stop acting up.
Oh, we just got another subscriber, 414.
Oh, what? That
is nice. That was Mark. Mark had forgotten.
Mark forgot.
It's Mark. Mark just hit that subscribe button. Like, oh, snap. Forgot about that.
Keeping your head above water, making the way when you can, temporary laid off, good times.
We're having a sing-along.
Anyway.
It's a sing-along right now.
All right, so ain't we lucky we got them? Doom, 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 doom.
Wow.
Good time, yeah. That's horrible. Wow. And I'm not even drinking. All right,
so. That's sober.
But yes, good times. All right, my God. Like I said, what was his sister's name? What was JJ's sister's name?
I don't remember. The guys on the watching should know. Mark says he subscribed and unsubscribed and resubscribed.
I'm gonna kill him. That's it. 3 o'clock, you and me, homie. 3 o'clock. That's it. This is for you, Mark.
Oh, you crazy.
All right, so if you want to promote your book, if you want to promote the Comic Con that you're going to be on, your book signing, your Kickstarter, your Indiegogo, why not?
Are you sitting at home wondering how you're going to spread the word about that Comic Con that you're about to appear at, and you want to get some press? How about your first book signing? How do you spread the word so you can get an audience there? Or that first panel at a Comic Con? Who do you talk to? Or even your first crowdfunding on Kickstarter or Indiegogo? The world is turning to podcasting to get the word out. Why not you? Sponsor an episode of Catch the Craze and start promoting yourself today.
All right, so waiting to bring in our guest. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing?
All right.
Welcome.
What's going on,
Welcome.
Mike? How are you, bud?
Good. How you doing, man?
Good.
Hey.
Welcome back. Well, actually,
Thank
you're going to be talking about the social studies, but we had
Adam.
back in the no, I think we had Mike on the show, right? Back in the
Well, Adam was on earlier.
Adam. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Adam. Yeah, Adam was on
Should
the
be
show.
getting in
That's
soon,
right.
no? Is he also coming in, or is
Yeah,
it just me?
yes. I said, yeah, there he goes. I see him now.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right, let's
How
bring
you
him on
doing?
in.
How you doing, Mike? How's it going today?
All right. Yeah. Just I got to go to work after this. I work nights, so
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I got
All right.
this, and then I'll be heading in. So
Nice.
What's going on, Adam? How are audio's still not connected for Adam? But for those who are watching, we are back here with the crew that is Social Studies, the creative team behind the book. We have Michael Virgilio and Adam Cagnon. How are you guys?
all right. Happy to be here.
Yeah, awesome. Adam, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes. Episode 250 was the episode where we first talked about social studies, and now you're back, and you guys are at Indiegogo. But before we start on Indiegogo, let's introduce yourselves to the audience. We'll start with you, Mike, since you came in first.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Mike Virgilio, born and raised kind of in the upstate New York area, and living out in Washington State now. I actually work for Seattle Police Department. I'm on the SWAT team.
Wow.
And, I do this on the side, and I love doing it. So
Awesome.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And Adam, give us a refresher on who you are. And
Yeah, still in upstate New York where Mike and I met 22 years ago now, where we kind of birthed this thing. I'm a web designer in my day job, flip houses on the side, do the comic on the side. So it's fun stuff.
Wow. That's an episode out of In Living Color. I got 14 jobs.
yeah, I forgot that you guys were friends from like way back in the day.
Yeah,
Holy
yeah.
cow.
9th grade.
Jeez.
Wow. That's
Time
awesome.
flies,
1999. Sure does.
No, yeah. Listen, I read through the copies that you guys sent us. Funny stuff.
Oh,
really
awesome.
really cool. Very nice.
Thank you.
I love that. It gave me that nostalgic 90s. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I was reading through, I'm like, oh wow, it's
Yeah.
like an episode of Saved by the Bell right now. Like it was really good.
Exactly
thank you
what we're
much
going for.
that. Yeah. No, excellent. So, I mean, we can talk a little bit about the book, but before we do that, why don't we again give them just a little refresher? So you guys have known each other since high school,
Mhm.
and now, who kind of like started this whole thing? Who was the one that was like, you know what? I think I want to do a comic. Let's do this. And how did that whole thing start?
It's kind of hard to say. I think it was a mutual thing, but you know, and as I'm sure Adam explained the last time he was here, like a lot of the stuff in the comics are based on things that happen in real life with us. But so episode 1, where Lenny meets Turner, that's actually taken almost verbatim on how Adam and I met. So he was late for Earth Science class. The last seat available was next to me, and when he sat down, he looked over and saw that I was sketching. I think it was a Space Marine out of from StarCraft in my notebook. So we got to talking about that, and you know, I'd always had some characters I'd made up, and over the years we kind of used them to just kind of like spoof on stuff and all that. But recently, I mean, less than 2 years ago, Adam sat down, started writing some scripts, and sent them over to me, and we were like, you know what, now's the time to do it. We got to do this. So we sat down and hashed it all out and started doing it for real finally.
That's so funny that scene is actually in the
Right, exactly.
Turns around and says, "Hey, you're a fan of StarCraft?" So that's really, really cool that story actually made it into the book. That's freaking awesome. That's really, really cool. We actually have a question, and we're going to go right into this one from Mark. Mark Torres is one of the guys that's just watching the show. He actually also has a show. It came from the radio. But he asks, question from Mike: does making comics provide a release from the stress of being in law enforcement?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. It's, I mean, I'll take anything on certain days, but it's like going to that happy place, you know? We can sit down, be creative, use different parts of my brain and kind of tune out the world around me. And it's just awesome. It's super relaxing. It's not, it doesn't seem like work, you know?
Yeah.
So
that's the beauty of it, right? When it doesn't seem like work, that's when you're doing what you love. But as far as that whole dynamic, right? So Adam, you write the scripts, you send them over to Mike. Now, what is the turnaround period between these things? So you write the script, you send it over to Mike. Mike, how soon can you send? Do you send back like thumbnails, or is it like, oh, all right, cool, yeah, no, we already talked about this, so I know exactly what I'm going to draw? Like, how does that work?
I guess I don't really have an average time frame for you, but generally, once Adam will write out a script and send it over, we'll usually find time pretty quickly after he's finished it to sit down. And I say sit down, I mean, call him from across the country, and, we spend about 2 hours on the phone. But we'll go through line by line, and I'll tell him parts that I thought work, what don't work, jokes I would like to add in, and we go back and forth. And eventually we have that script down. And once we feel we're ready to go, I'll take the script and I'll start putting it on paper. And because he kind of writes it in a sitcom format, almost like a script. Yeah, like a TV script. So it's actually, it works really well. It's very easy to translate that into the panels.
That's actually kind of interesting that you guys work that way, because we always talk about DC method or the Marvel method, right? And it's like panel one, panel two. But when you guys had the chemistry and you know each other for so long, the trust that for you, Adam, I'm sure that that Mike is going to get it just from your very open script. Because at that point, it's just an open script, but because maybe you have and you correct me if I'm wrong, do you have just camera angles, kind of descriptions, like settings, and then just dialogue? It's just dialogue and maybe just reactions and things like that. Is that what you're writing, or what is the format there?
Yeah, it's that literal TV format where it's like exterior, high school, day. And I'll do just enough description, like if we need specific characters to be in the panel, I let them know this is who's here or this is who's not here if they're doing something else. And if there's something we need for the story, like say a background character interacts with them 3 pages from now, I say, oh, make sure there's a short guy with red hair in the background, because that comes into play later. So that's sorry. That's kind of all the notes I need to give them, because we were even talking about this yesterday. We're so on the same wavelength. It's weird because we're working on issues, 12 and 13 at the same time right now. Yeah. And writing 14. And there's never been one time where I sent him something to say, oh, and what if we did this? And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And then what if we added that? We've never butt heads on anything where it's like, no, we can't do it that way. Like, it's always just getting better.
Nice.
That's amazing, dude. Amazing.
Nice.
I actually like the fact that you guys work that way, because I just feel like it makes it for a more organic story. And you can tell it in the story. I also like, and I was going to ask, Mike, you also color?
No, actually, Adam does the coloring.
I do the coloring.
Yeah. Because I do like what you guys have done in the book. And for those watching, make sure you go to Indiegogo. Go to Indiegogo, pledge to the campaign, and you'll see what I'm talking about. There are pages within the book where you almost have some of these characters grayed out in the background, but you have one character that almost has like a little spotlight on them. So you know that there's gonna be something going on with them in that particular scene. Was that done purposely, where you kind of highlight somebody so that the audience kind of knows, okay, this person's going to come in and do something within that panel? Is that something that's planned, or you guys plan it together, or how does that work out?
Yeah, we definitely plan that kind of stuff together. And because we both know the story inside and out, Mike lays it all out, and then he does a roughing in, and then he does we still call it inking, even though we do it all digital, just, to get it across country easier. Yeah. So we'll kind of just build on each other. He'll see in the script, and then he pictures it in one way. So he'll draw it where that character is maybe going to come out of the shadows and do something.
Awesome.
So we put just enough attention so the reader sees it coming without seeing the whole thing coming.
Yeah,
at least that's the goal.
even in the lettering, you guys do that with some of the words. Like you'll gray out a word, so like it's almost like he's saying it under his breath, like kids usually do.
Yep.
Like they'll say
yeah.
something like sorry and then sorry. You know what I mean? Like you can almost hear it when you're reading it. Very well done. Good job.
Oh, thank you.
I really like that. I really like that effect that you guys do, even in the lettering. So there's a lot of attention to detail that you guys are putting into this book, and I appreciate that. It's very well done.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
We obsess over like every little detail because we figure like even if it takes us a little longer, it's got to be perfect.
Right. I mean, even the design of your shirt, it's pretty on point.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So what made you decide to bring it over to Indiegogo?
We had talked to a few people who support a lot of indie comics. I started looking into a lot of indie comics, ever since we made one. It's like, we knew a bit, but it's like, this is a world we should explore more. And, we also like it. So that helps. And through So Wizard podcast, because I do their YouTube channel, they introduced me to Keith Gleason, who does a comic called The Mighty Mascots. And he's been going for a few years now. I think over 5 years now. But anyway, I talked to him about his campaigns, and he's kind of done a little bit of everything. And he really recommended Indiegogo. He said it's a good marketplace. Sorry again, for independent creators. And Indiegogo also has the benefit where Kickstarter, it's all or nothing. If you fall $1 short of your goal, you get nothing. No one gets the book. No one gets to read it. Indiegogo, you can choose that even if you don't make your mark, the people who did back you still get what they wanted to get.
Right.
So we wanted to go that way because we're not looking to make money. We're just looking to get more people reading.
Right. Right. So what were some of the learning curves that you experienced while trying to launch this on Indiegogo?
Oh, man.
All of them an answer?
We thought we had it down. We thought we were like really smart. We had all these like really super elaborate perks.
Right.
And then we're like, I don't know how we're going to pull this off in like a couple months, let alone 6 months or something. And some of the perks for like over $100. And I know it's, it's okay to have some of those reach ones, but it's like, we don't have a huge following at this point. Let's just get the book into people's hands. Let's bare bones it. So then we went too far that way, where it was like, here's the book, nothing else. So it wasn't really fun or exciting. And Keith, again, really helped us out with like kind of finding that middle ground. And even when we launched it, like the day it went live, we're all excited. Okay, it's out there. Now we need to promote it. So we realized the day we launched, we were about a month behind.
Wow. Wow. It is tough. We're anniversarying a year now with in crowdfunding campaigns, and each time you learn something new.
Yeah, I'm sure. It never really gets too much easier.
No.
Because you constantly, like you said, you're constantly learning something. Oh, we did that wrong there. We should change that up a little bit. But I'm looking through your campaign now, and I love that you have a featured item on there, which is Chapter 1 complete, printed for only $25. Okay, so that is a bargain right there, because for $25 you get Chapter 1. Now, what is in Chapter 1? And I'll ask you, Mike, what's in Chapter 1 of this book?
We have, Adam, what is it? Is it 7 episodes, Chapter 1?
Yep, 7 issues.
Yeah, so it's the full chapter. It's all 7 episodes compiled into one, like a high quality soft cover. And I'm trying to remember what else we put in there. Actually, Adam is more the logistics guy, so I'm going to pass that off to him.
What do you got in there?
It's the 7 issues back to back, and then like a little preview of what's coming in Chapter 2, because we're pretty well underway in Chapter 2. And we have a couple pages set aside in the back because we're thanking everyone who backs us, no matter what tier, by name, just to show our appreciation. But it comes into almost 200 pages. It's like 186 pages of just story, and then the few extras. So
that's amazing, dude. I'm telling you, it's a steal for $25. I don't even know why people are still watching the show and not playing. That is insane. That is really, really insane. Yes. And I like that you actually, on the campaign, you have old school artwork. Now this is circa what, 299, 2001. Tell us a little bit about that piece that's on there, Mike. I'll go.
That might even be earlier.
Did you do that, or did Adam do that? I'm not even sure now.
No, it was one of mine. And it just kind of goes to show the kind of evolution of what I learned over the years too, especially with line work, things like that, cleaning things up. But like, again, a lot of it was a ballpoint pen in a composition notebook, you know, so I wasn't looking to do anything professional with it. So a lot of it looks really rushed, really, really sketchy, but it's kind of cool to look at what that used to be, the same characters back in 99 versus what they look like now in 2021, you know? So we thought the readers might get a big kick out of that, especially people who are looking to get into it, younger kids who are starting to get their kind of feel for drawing, you know, just kind of also to show, look, stay with it, keep practicing, take ideas and inspirations from different artists, things like that, and roll with it.
Yeah, I love that you guys, it's almost like an homage, like the cover for the chapter 1 is a composition notebook, right? With a bunch of stickers on the front, which is awesome because those stickers are your characters at the front of the book. So that is a nice, very, as far as, and I'll go back to the artwork there, Mike, just to ask you. So you moved to, I guess, all the way to the West Coast, right? You started a career in law enforcement, but that bug for drawing never left you, right? Did you have any kind of formal training in art, or was it just self-taught, all of it?
The funny thing is I almost failed every art class I ever took in high school and middle school. And the reason I say that is because they always wanted us to do stuff like knit coin purses or do like collages. And I was like, I don't want to do any of that. I just want to sit down and draw, you know, but I did take it a lot more seriously. I didn't finish the degree, but I started some college with graphic design and animation. And I picked up a lot from those classes, especially with line work. Using various line thicknesses for to indicate depth and things like that, and that stuck with me a lot. And I think it's pretty evident with the style I use now. But other than that, I've never really. Growing up, I used to trace stuff out of the Nintendo, the video game books that came with the games, and you know I'd trace it over and over and over until I could draw it in the same position, but out of memory. And then as I could do that more, I could start to change small things on it, like move the arm up, move the head this way. And that, I mean, that's about as formal as I could tell you was the college classes I took, but that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, your style lends itself to animation very easily.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the stuff that you guys that you guys are putting together right now, even like what you see on your T-shirt there, Adam, like you can totally see that animated. You know what I mean? And
I would love to see that.
Oh man, it would look really, really cool. So you guys do everything digitally? Everything is done on the computer. Your artwork is all done on the computer. Now you also ink, Mike, or is that also Adam? Like, because I know you guys share the load in the art department, so you're inking also.
Yeah.
The line weights on the inking, because I was talking to an inker who does it traditionally, and one of his gripes was that while inking can be done on the computer, not many people know about those line weights, right? And how important it is when you're inking to show that kind of stuff. Is that something that you constantly are aware that this must be done when you're inking the project as well? Yeah,
kind of like what I was saying with the depth, and actually almost going back to how you were mentioned about fading characters off into the background. I generally try to, especially the main focal point of the frame, if it's two characters talking and there's several in the background, I'll try to at least really thicken up the lines around the two focal point characters. That way they kind of pop on the screen or on the panel against the background, which again, Adam does a great job of adding even more layers of depth by fading them out or changing, colors or whatever the case may be. But yeah, it's definitely one of the most important things I focus on.
And when it comes to the coloring, Adam, what program do you use to color? Is it Photoshop or is it some of the other stuff that's out there right now?
Yeah, it's Photoshop. I was lucky enough that we had an artist friend who was actually originally going to color it for us. And he came to us one day and said, this book is so personal to you guys. I'd rather teach you how to color comics than me color the comic for you. And that was early COVID, so everyone was locked down. We had nothing but time, so we'd get on screen sharing, and it was like a crash course in coloring comics, all through Photoshop, using the tablet and the pen so you could do hardness, sensitivity, and things like that. And I got a couple custom brush packs to get the more pastel color look, I guess it would be.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's great. Good job, man. That's nice. Damn, crash course indeed. You're like,
oh yeah,
let's
huge
do this.
help.
Yeah, he's killing it
can't
now.
imagine it any other way.
Yeah, but he's killing it with the coloring. The funny thing is, originally we weren't going to color; it was going to be black and white. And I'm so glad that we went the path we did, because it just adds a whole new level to it.
Yeah, you had that episode or that issue that you did. I call it episode because it's almost like we talked about that being like season 1 and season 2 in the last interview. So I kind of got that kind of sticks. But you have a Halloween episode or issue or whatever, and like even the tones in that episode is very cool, and that's actually part of the Indiegogo as well, guys. So if you're watching, make sure you go to Indiegogo and go pledge right now. But yeah, no, it's cool. I really do dig all of that, and I'm glad that you're a guy that's doing it. It's a personal thing, so you guys are kind of taking it on upon yourself to do it.
Yeah, we really like keeping it all in house, and now we can't even believe that we almost brought someone else. I mean, the guy is super talented. Nothing against his art, but just to keep it between the two of us.
Nice. So now, have you guys considered doing a webcomic like on Webtoons or anything like that?
Yeah, we've kind of tinkered with the idea of not making it strictly a webcomic, but having side adventures, essentially.
Right.
Smaller level, not going to take up a whole episode, but we were talking about doing, just small one-off jokes, things like that, as a kind of a webcomic idea. We're really trying to get through the second season first,
right?
Before we start focusing too much on anything else. But it's definitely something we've thought about for sure.
Yeah, because I can see it taking off online as comic strips, as another form of building an audience towards your full books. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you want readership is what you're asking. You're looking for. You're looking for that readership, and if you can expand it that way, where you're not paying, I mean, listen, shipping comics, printing comics, costs a lot of money. So much as I love, and I do love the printed versions of them, but just for the readership point, and I'm telling you, once you read it, I'm gonna pledge because I want to print a copy of it. I mean, I have the first. I just because I just like the just the turning of the page. I do have a question about those what look to be stickers on the cover of that book. Are you guys thinking about doing stickers and things of that nature of the characters themselves? Because those are really, really cool.
Yeah, we looked at doing them individually, like giving a sticker sheet where you get one of each character, and you can kind of assemble them however you want. And that was ridiculously expensive with really high minimums. Right. So now what we're working on is kind of like a bumper sticker shape with all the characters and all their, really weird dance poses with the logo kind of in the background. And that's actually one of our, I forget what Indiegogo's terminology, but basically if we hit the funding goal for that, everyone who backs something physical will get one.
Cool. Okay. Like your stretch goals and perks?
Yeah, stretch goals. Okay. Thank you. I couldn't remember the term.
No problem. No problem.
No, that's awesome.
So what?
You know what?
Go ahead,
Sam.
So what would you like? What can the audience expect to get from reading social studies?
You want to lead it off, Mike?
Sure. It depends on who you are and what age group. You might get something different out of it, but if you're talking somebody kind of our age group, and just like you were saying earlier, we're hoping to give you that 90s era Nicktoons kind of nostalgia feel. We want you to read it and say, wow, I remember walking down the hallways and seeing those type of kids wandering around doing weird stuff. And then there's the creepy guy in the background who's always snooping around. I wanted to give people that feel, that look. I would say if you're a younger kid, middle school, even high school, if you're going to read it, I think it's a good reminder of all those things that you think are so dramatic. Anything that happens to you in high school is the end of the world. It's the biggest thing ever, and everyone's freaking out. But it's like you graduate, you look back, you're like, what was I so worried about back then? Who cares? So I'd like to get that feel. And the other thing is, the whole idea of find your core group of friends, do what makes you guys happy, and don't worry about it. So again, it depends on the age group of who's reading it, but I'm hoping everybody can get something out of it individually.
And then 20 years later, you write a book about it. And you
exactly.
That's amazing. Dude.
Yeah, and I love the fact that I love the title. And so how long did it take you guys to land on the title, and what's the relevance of the title for you guys?
That actually took us a while. Originally, we were going to call it Len, Turner, and Roy. But we used Wesley so much too as another character in there that we were just kind of like, well, it seems like almost unfair to the character that we're leaving him out of the title, and 4 names up there would have just been too long. So, gosh, how long were we discussing that for? I mean, it had to have been a month or two before we came up with it. Yeah.
Pretty much the whole time we were working on the first issue, we're like, oh, cool, we're getting so far, but what is it called?
And since we met in earth science, we tossed that idea around, but we're like, well, it really has nothing to do with earth science, but it does kind of have something to do with the social cliques in school, and everybody remembers social studies.
Yes.
So we just kind of ended up falling on social studies.
Yeah, I love the play on the name, because when you think about it, it really is, because when you're forming your identity during high school, and it's when you really finding your place in the world, right? So you go through, and then you said it best, that everything is so dramatic, it's the end of the world, and you're learning how to adapt and cope with different reactions and emotions. So I thought that the title was perfect for the book.
Awesome. Well,
it makes me so happy to hear you say that, because I'm still afraid now that like people are just not going to get it, or they're going to think it's like, oh, you're teaching social studies in a comic format.
No, but you know what? It really is the study of social norms or social different, and that's what it is. I mean, the comic book is that. I think it works perfect for what it is. Awesome. And I think it kind of sneaks up on you, because you don't expect it from that title. You don't expect it to be what it is. But I think that's part of the brilliance of it, like that you don't expect it. It hits you from out of nowhere, really.
Yeah, kind of what we were going for too.
Yeah. Thank you. I mean, to just having someone that's not the two of us put it into words is amazing. Thank you.
Hey, so you guys you guys are deep into this thing now. You're talking about what episodes or issues 12 and 13 or 14 and 15 or whatever it is. Do you see an end to the story, or is this thing something that because of the topic that it is, it can go on forever? Like, how are you handling this?
Well, go ahead, Adam. You got it.
Okay. we talked a lot about it when we were first starting, because when we decided let's do this thing, we said, even if we never have a single reader, even if it's just for the two of us, at a minimum, we're carrying our characters through high school. Then we can do social studies round 2 or whatever we call it, where they're now hitting their 20s. Because it's semi-autobiographical, we're always going to be a couple decades ahead of the characters, so we always have material.
That is true. That is true.
It's just tough to figure out exactly what people who are in high school are doing nowadays, because short of following some kid around and being a creepster, it's hard to figure it out exactly, because I know everything changes, trends change, and
but the awkwardness is a universal truth.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. How many chapters is each chapter? I mean, how many issues is each chapter now?
Going forward, they're going to be 6, but we're always going to end the 6 on like a plus size issue.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Cool. No, that's awesome. I mean, listen, the fact that you can get chapter 1, that's 7. I guess that's 7 issues, right? Chapter 1.
Yep.
You can get 7 issues for $25 plus whatever shipping it is. I think that's a steal. So if any, for those that are watching and you go to Indiegogo, pledge to the campaign, that's a really good goal. There is one goal at the end of that I want to talk to you guys before we let you guys go, and that is the picture day, tier or perk. Can you tell us a little bit about what the picture day perk is? And whoever wants to take it, it's up to you guys.
Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
Okay. We actually just added that one yesterday, so we're pretty excited that you brought it up. We wanted to keep all of the rewards with the school theme. It was just hard to find things without going too crazy and asking, like $150 for a custom lunchbox or something. So we thought, school picture day is like a quintessential school thing. So you get a 4x6 print, or first off, you send us a picture. Mike's going to draw it in the social studies style. I'm going to color it. And then you'll get the digital version of that, a high res. You can do whatever you want with it. You get a 4x6 print, a 4x6 magnet print, the wallet size 2x3s, because you always got a ton of those in your school picture pack, and a student ID for their high school.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is awesome. And that's only for $50. That's a steal, dude. Like all of that for only $50. That's amazing. Yeah, that is a good perk. Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
I'm hoping to be busy, so.
Yeah, that'll be a nice problem to have. You're right. Like if you're busy.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
If you get these things to draw, that'll be great. Like you'd be like, let's do it.
Anything to keep my mind off of certain things. We're good. So.
I hear you. Now, I don't know if you have any other questions.
No, I was asked, like, so where can people reach you outside of your campaign? How can they get in contact with you guys?
Socialstudiescomic.com is the best spot. It's got all of our links and everything. It does have a link to the campaign too, if you don't remember, but even once the campaign's over, we're always updating that. And we're on Facebook and Instagram at Social Studies Comic, and Twitter is Social Studies CB. And we do our best with social media. That's about the best I can say.
No, I hear you. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming back. Adam, thank you for coming back. Mike, thank you for being on. Much luck and success with this campaign. Hopefully you'll have a lot more that you're going to be doing. And again, you guys are always welcome to come back. And
really appreciate it.
Love to be back anytime you guys are willing to have us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for coming, Mike. Be safe out there. Adam, we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
No worries. No worries.
You got it.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
That was awesome. You have a screen up on the top, Sam? You put a screen up there now?
Of course. Yeah. That's the secondary. That's the screen that you're on, and then on this screen here is where I see everybody on my OBS platform. But we are getting ready for another show. These guys are great. I love what they did. I mean, they're really smart about their marketing approach. Their shirt's dope. Their art is dope. The writing is dope. Pledge today if you haven't done so already. The link is in the profile. It's fun. It is a fun book. And so they have 26 days left.
They got 26 days.
26 days left. So let's get the word out. Let's pledge to support these indie creators, and let's have fun. And I love that it's a timeless social piece. Oh, Johnny woke up. He must have been eating Popeyes or something. Social piece with a real set of relatable values and messages. Our youth needs stories that says we understand and we are listening to each other, and each of you are doing that.
Still typing.
I know, right? It's like
he's going in.
So,
but listen,
yes.
Stay tuned because we're coming back.
We're coming back in 5 minutes with another guest. I'm Sam the Crazy Man Vera.
George the Dreamer Medina.
And we are out.
It's just easy. It's not.
Crazy. Acquiesce.
No, I was talking about my friend Acquiesce. I met him. Say my name, right? This is what you were thinking? Oh my God. He described me. He said, I'm the
What? Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. To Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze on Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.